NASA just tested a new computer chip by sending an email with the subject line, quote, "Hello Universe." It sounds like a small gesture, but it marked the first real proof that a completely new kind of spacecraft processor actually works. This video breaks down what this chip is, why NASA needed to build it, and what it could mean for future missions to the Moon and Mars. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why spacecraft can't just use the same chips found in your laptop or phone. Space is an extremely hostile environment for electronics. Spacecraft are constantly bombarded by cosmic radiation and high-energy particles released by the Sun, both of which can scramble data or damage a normal computer chip. Extreme temperature swings, from scorching heat to deep freezing cold, also degrade standard electronics over time. Because of this, NASA has relied for decades on specially built radiation-hardened processors, designed specifically to survive these harsh conditions. The problem is that these radiation-hardened chips are typically far less powerful than consumer electronics, because building hardware that can survive space has always meant sacrificing raw computing performance. That trade-off is exactly what NASA's new project is trying to fix. The project is called High-Performance Spaceflight Computing, and it's being developed by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory together with Microchip Technology, a commercial hardware partner, under NASA's Game-Changing Development Program. The goal was ambitious from the start: build a radiation-hardened processor that delivers up to 100 times the computing power of current spaceflight computers. Early benchmark testing has actually exceeded that original goal by a wide margin. JPL's own results show the new processor operating at roughly 500 times the performance of the radiation-hardened chips currently flying on active missions. Let's put that in context by looking at what NASA is using right now. The current standard is a chip called the RAD-750, manufactured by BAE Systems. It was first released in 2001 and has been the dominant spaceflight processor for nearly 2 decades, a testament to how reliable it has been, but also a sign of just how outdated its underlying technology is compared to modern computing. Now let's talk about what NASA's new chip actually is. It's built as a full system on a chip, meaning it integrates all of a computer's essential components onto a single piece of hardware, similar in concept to the chip inside a modern smartphone. Despite packing that much capability, it's small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. It's also built on a modern, open-source processor architecture called RISC-V, rather than older proprietary designs, which is notable because RISC-V has been gaining significant traction across the broader computing industry as an open alternative to licensed chip architectures. Testing at JPL began in February 2026, and engineers are putting the chip through what they describe as radiation, thermal, and shock tests, essentially simulating every harsh condition the chip might face during an actual mission. So what would this new level of computing power actually let spacecraft do? The single biggest capability unlock is autonomy. Right now, when something goes wrong on a distant spacecraft, it often has to pause non-essential operations and wait for new instructions from mission control back on Earth, a process that can take a long time depending on the distance involved. With dramatically more onboard computing power, spacecraft could use artificial intelligence to analyze problems and respond in real time, without waiting for a round-trip communication with Earth. This same computing boost would also let missions process scientific data faster, directly on board the spacecraft, rather than transmitting raw data back to Earth for analysis, which could meaningfully speed up the pace of scientific discovery from these missions. There's also a firm deadline attached to this project. Certification testing needs to be completed by late 2026 for the chip to remain eligible for NASA's Artemis program, which is targeting a crewed lunar landing in early 2028. And the reach of this technology may extend beyond NASA entirely. Once certified for spaceflight, Microchip plans to adapt the same underlying technology for use in the aviation and automotive industries, where reliable, high-performance computing in harsh conditions is also valuable. Samples of the chip have already been provided to early access partners in the broader defense and commercial aerospace industry, well ahead of full certification. So why does this story matter beyond space enthusiasts? It's a clear example of how progress in AI and autonomous systems depends just as much on the underlying hardware as it does on the software or the models themselves. An AI system is only as capable as the hardware running it, and that is just as true for a Mars rover as it is for a data center back on Earth. As NASA pushes toward more ambitious, longer-duration missions to the Moon and Mars, this kind of foundational hardware breakthrough is what actually makes those missions possible. That's NASA's next-generation space processor explained. If you found this useful, make sure to subscribe for more tech deep dives, and I'll see you in the next video.